Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be continuing working on Pojedynek Kobiet, the women's duel, and I did get a lot of little work done over time, notably when it came to character, mostly when it came to arts and ethnic ties. I actually got all these done. With arts, I was kind of having some trouble adapting them the way I wanted to do them originally, so I stole them a little bit from Song of Swords, and I think it works. I don't think it works perfectly, but I think it works for what I'm going for. I got some nice little artwork around here, and pretty much everything has a in court and a in duels part. Some of them are a little bit more useful than others, like the self-taught. The self-taught allows you to use this in any time during a duel, while the Soldaten Modken soldier girls are can be used only during like very grabs, throws, and other wrestling moves effectively, CQC, which is going to be its own thing, I guess, at this point. So yeah, that's the thing I gotta worry about. But today we're going to be working on social combat, and hopefully that pans out correctly. Now, the ethnic ties, I did cut the Latnians because I didn't feel they were appropriate. We have the Austrasans. This acts as also an art, as well. They get a small bonus to an attribute as well as an art, and it plays the exact same as an art, so you can effectively level up your ethnicity. Austrasans in court, everyone likes them when they deal with non-Austrasans, but in duels, they rely exclusively on their saber. As long as they have an Austrasan saber, they're going to get a bonus, because that's what they're drilled to do. Saxors are pretty much the same thing, except they deal with people of a lower social class, as well as using a greatsword, and greatswords are actually pretty damn scary, because it's a giant slab of metal that you're fighting with. And fun fact, giant slabs of metal hurt. Carlandas, this is a fun fact. This is actually it was a Bohemian Serb woman. So I'm almost like, yeah, this works. Yeah, the Carlanders are dour. They're the first ones who get a 2-1, 2 -1, so they get 2 bravado, -1 composure. Proud batch, gain a bonus among their own people, but they also get a bonus with combat tricks. But again, they kind of lose their composure pretty easily, which they can actually technically, if they have invested nothing in their composure, they can have 0 composure, because they immediately fail all those checks, which could be very good or very bad. The not Ottomans got called the Uruk, and they are split between Pen Uruk and Sword Uruk. Pretty much do the same thing, except you get wits or you get bravado. They also Sword Uruk kind of also double as Soldatmachen, which everything does stack. So pretty much a Soldatmachen Sword Uruk is going to be really good among soldiers, but not much else. But in duels, a lot of them use rapiers exclusively, which is really good at doing a very specific thing, i.e. stabs. Stabs are pretty much going to be I'm attempting to stop you. It's your called shot. It's to make a stab at someone. And if you make a stab at them, congratulations, you can actually wound them pretty damn badly. And that's what Uruk specialize in, because rapiers fucking suck. Cossins are pretty much Cossacks, except even more mad. And then we have Baltic people, who are Baltic people. Yeah, they use long style two-handed weapons as their main thing. However, they also really only get to be friends with people who are friendly with them, which is very hard for them to do. And then we have the Bulin, which are kind of the opposite, which they hate they get into fights with people they don't like, and they do really well against people they do not like, because they make it abundantly clear. And instead of being the Beltic, oh, I'm going to use this to hit you, they gain a bonus anytime they're using combat tricks with two-handed weapons, meaning they can actually pull off some very nasty things. So this is kind of the basic setup for what a character is going to look like. And today we're going to be working on court interactions. So, scroll all the way down here. We're going to open up this handy thing. Who the fuck is in here? Did I share this anywhere? I don't believe I did. Well, obviously I did, because there's someone in here now, I guess. Okay, this is fine. I don't know what this person's looking at. Hello, anonymous badger, whoever you may be. Yeah, you can see right there in the corner. Someone's here. Okay, that's kind of weird. But we're okay with it. So, quarter time to socialize, interact with the upper crust of society. Plots. Enemies and family. Okay. I think someone's moving furniture either above me or below me. Can't really tell. It's also the reaffirm alliances and keep on the character's side. During court, let's see, court is defined by the web of intrigue. A large, sprawling set of characters and problems. Characters and their problems. Then the Kobieta, are inevitably embroiled in. Ballin', but at what cost? Court interactions, we want to do heading 1. Trying to plot and organize. So if we go here, do project folder dice, all the way to the lexicon, looks like badger left, finally, thank God. Imagine dealing with people. I know, the wild world we live in. I also got beer today, finally. I got a random pack full of random. I got Vault Brewing Summer Doldrums Cream Ale with a lime zest. I usually don't like cream ales. And this is really no different. Always really hoppy to me. And they're not, and it never really speaks to me. Okay, let's see. So let's just get this. And post it right here. Who's screwing who? Actually, you know what we can do? Let's scrap this. And what does the... What other ones do I use it in? I use it in Petals in the Wind, but Petals in the Wind isn't quite what I'm looking for. I believe I use it in Wadahara. There's Deep Sea when I need it. Project Deep Sea. I did use it for this game. I don't remember why I did, but I did. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with this to basic web and then change it as needed. Alright, who's... Ensemble. I'm gonna have to probably make a new one. I'm gonna have to make a new one of that. Put them on. Oof, God, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, so we want to do format font. We want to reduce the font down so I can actually read the damn thing. That's a little bit too small. Bump up to 16. All right. And so upper class, keeping your fellow aristocrats in check, in keeping factionalism to a minimum is essential, is mandatory to running a tight ship. When the economy is failing, and the war effort isn't going great. The game get the Imperial Auditor. The Imperial Auditor will designate hey, one to two major characters that the player characters know, allowing them to connect themselves to them in some manner. From there, each character this time must be connected to a previous character in the web. Relationship is up to the player, but it ranges from -3 to 3. Negative values indicate a strong dislike or antagonistic relationship with the target, while those with positive values indicate a friendly or at least amicable relationship. The relationship between when the relationships between characters become relevant, such as being lovers, being better rivals, characters add the value of the relationship, regardless of negative negative or positive value to the roll. Nothing. Actually, negative positive to the roll. Positive relations added to friendly interactions and slight convincing, while negative relations are added to intimidations, call-outs, or other acts of generally angering the opposition. Opposition. Look. I don't know about you, Cream Ale. I don't know about you yet. Part of me likes this. The other half of me does not. I think that's that lime. How much hops is in here? Jesus. Tell me how much hops you have in here. Guess I don't know. They don't have a label. Oh god, they don't have a label on here. Oh well, it's because it's a mystery pack. I do know my other one I'm excited about. I got a 6-pack for $15, but they're all random. One of the bottles I got was worth $10 by itself, so I'm like, hell yeah, I got a good deal out of this. And it's called a triple carameliet, otherwise known as German beer at its finest. I love German beers because they're usually very heavy, so I have high hopes for that one, but I want to finish my shitty cream ale first. Ow, ow. Yippee-ki yeet. Position. And what I'm gonna have to do is reminder. There we go. I'll actually leave myself a note. Use the note feature the way it's supposed to be used. Not me just shit posting. Let's see. And now we get to move on to what I like to call the social combat system, because nothing's as fun and exciting adventure than social combat, right, everyone? Isn't social combat fun? Here, let's annoy everyone in my Discord. Let's see. Let's ask them big thing question. To at here. Is social combat fun? Question. There we go. This is what you do when you sign up to my Discord. You get annoyed by me making. Yeah. Social combat. Biting words and steel touch. Biting words. Arguments are common in court settings. From little disagreements to full blow on fisticuff of some among women for dominance in the social hierarchy. When such an argument breaks out, it's time. Such an argument breaks out. It comes up. God, how do I want to word this? Effectively, what I want to do is I want to word it to be. Who pinged me? I don't worry, I'm just feeling terribly offended and destroyed that my loyal viewers care a little. Oof. Oof. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm used to it. Let's see. Arguments are common in court settings from little disagreements. When such an argument breaks out. Hello, phone. What do you want? How do you want it? Just the way you need it. Holy shit, my fucking stocks are plummeting. Oof. Jesus. Yeah, fun fact, I don't actually invest in stocks. I just keep track of a few. Because I am a Luddite. But I always keep track of a few. It's like, oh god, massive dip. Oh god, what happened? 8 cents. Exchanges. 10 series of exchanges delivered participants, each trying to goad the other into action. Each character has a god. What would be a good word of not composure, yeah. Their personal social health. Keep a straight face and not want to personally murder. Insulting them. Dignity is 5. It's 5 plus composure times 5. Actually, I'll do times 3, so you can have a maximum about 30. So you can have a maximum about 20 dignity. Dignity is 5 plus composure. No, 2. No, 3. 3. Dignity is 5 plus composure times 3. And each success a character scores against their opponent. Has them reduce their dignity by the number. Oh, wait a second. I just sneezed. And I sneezed. Oh god. I always hate when I sneeze because I don't sneeze nice. No, my fucking face explodes and it's awful. Let's see. Each success a character scores against their opponent has them reduce their dignity by the number of successes. The three attributes work in a rock paper paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors relationship of reducing and blocking the social duel the two engage in. Bravado beats attacks composure. Composure attacks wits, and wits attacks bravado. The idea being, you're trying to goad someone into doing something. You're literally, being the you at the wits, and wits is like, okay, you're just being stupid. It's baiting them into saying, you're baiting someone into saying stupid shit with high bravado, as you kind of like, haha, Lamau. Actually, no, that doesn't work. Bravado attacks composure. Yeah, wits. So yeah, that would be the opposition. I want to use wits. I'm going to go against your bravado. If I use bravado, I'm going to go against your composure. If I'm using composure, I go against your wits. And if you're using wits, bravado is countered by composure. Composure is countered by wits, and wits is countered by bravado. Okay, yeah. So bravado is countered by composure. It's pretty much trying to keep your cool. Someone goes you into doing something. Composure is pretty much someone rolling around you, and wits is countered by bravado. Okay, yeah, that works. That's you getting called a nerd, effectively. The tried and true method of nerd. I'm glad my question, truly inspires discussion among my fellow Discord users. Everyone's like, what the fuck is it? Let's see. It's kind of each guy also has dignity. Their personal social health that allows them to keep straight face, not want to personally murder the person insulting them. Dignity is on each attack. And each attack by an opponent that exceeds their own defense reduces it. Dignity is not recovered easily. The dignity loss is magnified by the number of supporters the other side possesses. Meaning that a posse of a particular snappy aristocrat can easily tear down the dignity and tear the dignity of a solo operator, of a wayward scion with ease. When these conflicts are called off when one of three things occur. Either side admits defeat before they reach 0 dignity. Embarrassments and overall loss of social standing. Overall loss of social standing when reduced to 0 dignity, or challenging the opposing party to a duel. When one character loses social conflict, they reduce all of their relationships by 1 as they become generally more pariah-esque. Being made a fool of, and generally being associated with being an idiot. If a duel, if the challenge is won before reaching 0 dignity with either party, then the quote winner of the duel reduces a number of relationships of the character by 1, or increases their relationships by reduces a number of relationships by the 1, or increases a number of relationships by 1 for themselves equal to their bravado attribute. They reduce all of their relationships by 1 and generally become more being made a fool of, generally being associated with being an idiot. So losing is bad. Very bad. Finally, if a duel is called, then finally, when a character reaches 0 dignity, they may instead call a duel with their opponent, from which dueling law takes place, and the characters decide on the rules, time, place, and who will be auditing and in attendance. And who's going to audit, or don't play by dueling law, in which case things get significantly less complicated, but much more dangerous. Pretty much how I want to do this is I want to split the combat section effectively in almost 3 parts, which is going to be formal dueling law. This is what you're really supposed to do. When someone calls the duel, this is what you're supposed to do, which brings it into illegal dueling law, which is what you're not supposed to do, and but people do anyway. And finally, what is murder? Is stabbing someone, during a legal duel, what's considered, I'm stabbing you to death versus I stabbed you and you bled out because you're an idiot and decided you wanted to try to parry me and I just stab you. Oh god, wait, no, we want estates and larger. Let's put the estates and larger factions right there. So actually what I can do, we'll do dueling law today. We'll do combat on Wednesday. Okay, we'll do dueling law. Regulations behind the Pojedynek Kobiet. Rules and regulations. Encourage a fair engagement and to minimize deaths. This has not stopped the deaths. Dueling law is broken down into 5 distinct rules. Rules to make sure that everyone is in agreement and to attempt to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Which trying to remember what the exact. Yeah, so am I making a fucking Hamilton? Must be one Imperial Auditor, and this is her staff must be. An Imperial Auditor entrusted by the Emperor and government to manage the duel in a fair and balanced manner. Each state has has 1 to 3 certified auditors, with around a dozen auditor names that can also serve the function if a certified auditor is unavailable. Staff for the duel often requires a surgeon or doctor on site. As well as a second. Staff for the duel, as well as any required staff of either participant. This has been approved by the auditor to be present, such as ladies in waiting, or their husbands, or friends. God, what would be the attacker? The attacker choose. Seconds must be chosen. The second is defined as an individual who stands in for the second is defined as an individual who stands in for their stands in for both. He stands in for the attacker or defender to meet in private and discuss the terms of the agreement with the imperial auditor. Seconds also stand in for their patron if the patron is unable to duel at the requested time, or the actually we should change that to challenger if the challenger is unable to duel at the requested time, or agreements have been made for the seconds to duel in their steads. Seconds should be trustworthy and close confidants of the challenger. If a challenger were to perish, the second is obligated to inform the family. Family members may not be seconds. That's a very long-winded way of saying, effectively, your second is someone who makes the agreements and says, okay, this is how we want to do things, and we don't want any family members to stand in your place to make sure that no one does anything stupid if you were to die. You know, it's a sad thing, but, you know, if someone were to get very hurt, no one wants someone to do something stupid. Attacker's right. And attacker and defender rights. When the duel has been agreed upon, and the duel has been agreed upon, and reconciliation is impossible. The following rights are given to both challengers. The attacker is able to choose the time, able to choose the first location, he's able to choose one location, let's see. Is able to choose the weapons used, able to choose the second location, able to choose a second location, is able to choose, and weapons used, able to choose the second location. Able to choose the time, able to choose one location. This will allow both attacker and defender a fair and balanced engagement based on, actually is able to choose time, is able to set initial date of the duel. Well, one kind of weapon. I want to give the attacker a little bit of benefit, being it's like, yeah, you can disallow one kind of weapon, however, the defender will be the one choosing what weapons are being used. So it's kind of like, do you really want to screw everyone? You know, if you're deliberately saying, okay, no sabers against someone who's using exclusively sabers, they're going to probably counter and be like, oh, okay, cool, fine. You know, we can't use sabers, we're using great swords. And it's like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. Listen, attacker unfair and balanced occasion based on the Imperial Auditor's decision. Based on the Imperial Auditor's Code of Conduct. additional requirements must be approved through the auditor. But auditor cannot, but an auditor or challenger cannot disagree with the previous rights. The word of mercy at the time of the duel. The seconds and the Imperial Auditor meet at the center of the field, in the center of the engagement arena, and attempt to negotiate an end to the duel without actually fighting. If three individuals are unable to come to a conclusion, then the duel commences as planned. 5. Sanguine rule. Duels are often decided at first blood, or when one side capitulates and admits defeat. If an opponent is unable to continue to fight, actually, if a challenger duels are decided at first blood, the victorious challenger allow them to gain the necessary medical assistance. Killing a downed opponent deliberately isn't killing a downed opponent deliberately is an act of murder and will be tried accordingly. If a challenger were to pass in the midst of the duel, then the victorious challenger is not accused and tried, is not accused of murder, but an accident in the death of the fallen challenger. If both sides are unable to continue to fight one another, then neither side is victorious, and the duel is called as a draw. There we go. I have worked. The five laws of, the 5 things of dueling law. Black dueling law. Actually, what I should say is false dueling law. While the above five are the official rules. Oh god. Of Pojedynek Kobiet. Above five are the official rules of Pojedynek Kobiet, allowing ample opportunity to stop the fight before it begins. However, under caution dueling law, from which is based off of, has the sixth rule, has the sixth dueling rule. Death is victory. Under this law, how do I want to word this effectively? It's going to be the death or victory. With this Cautionite law in place, the concept is simple. The, quote, true winner of the duel is determined by who actually lives. Meaning that if one were to meaning that those challengers that wish to capitulate early who actually wins, meaning that who wish to capitulate early or stop the fight early, have automatically lost and should not be taken seriously. That this has been interpreted in some circles to mean that the only true victory is when one side died. These bloody duels often last until one side has fully perished. Once until one challenger or both lie dead in the field. This law was excluded from the official side of dueling laws to encourage women to seek a more appropriate end to dueling, duels that appeal to their feminine instinct. The sixth rule is often applied in secret among the seconds. Legal duels are common occurrences that erupt when an imperial auditor is either unavailable or completely disallows a duel to take place due to unreasonable demands. Legal duels do not follow the dueling laws and often result in far more deadly conflicts. But however, they have, while not strictly legal to take part in, they are still recognized on they are still recognized as legally binding due to a small stipulation to allow cautionary dueling laws to continue unimpeded. If an illegal duel is found to be taking place, imperial authorities do have the right to shut down the duel beforehand. These duels can quickly be shut down. Have the right to shut down the duel, voiding any current result of the duel. Those found guilty often have dueling privileges revoked and are placed under house arrest. For a set amount of time, or another kobieta or family member of high standing is able to vouch for them. Judicial duels. If an individual guilt is found accused of a crime, rather than stand court, they may offer to have a trial by combatant, either themselves or a champion to fight in their stead. The judicial champion fights on behalf of the court. And by about court, and is by all accounts a legal duel, except the challenger, the attacking challenger, the accused, has no attacker rights. And that's all the last dueling law. Recognize legally binding authorities. Okay, we got dueling law. So that means what we can do is combat on Wednesday. That's how we're going to do it. I think that's how we're going to make it sing. All right. You know what? I think we're going to call it there. I think things look pretty all right for me. We are going to do... So we got all this done. We pretty much just got to do combat on Wednesday. That might be a notepad must die. Just to get everything done for it. Oh, we've got all the tough parts done. We've got all of the kind of janky bits and pieces done. I think it's really just going to have to be combat. Yeah, that's probably going to be a notepad must die. Because it's done, I'm still debating on some little parts for it, and those little parts are going to be a big thing if I don't think about it. It's kind of a catch-22 in that regard, being honest. Like, they're not huge parts of it, but if they fuck up things there, they become a huge part of things. But overall, things are looking pretty solid. So thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.